Okay friends, here we come to the fourth principle. According to the fourth principle, in reporting questions, the reported speech is introduced by some such verbs: asked, enquired, or questioned. Dear friends, if you keenly examine the fourth principle, it is all about the conversion of interrogative sentence from direct speech to indirect speech. Keep it aside. Dear friends, we knew very well interrogative sentence is nothing but it is a sentence that asks question. It is started in two ways. It starts either with a double H question or with a helping verb. Now dear friends, we are going to see how can we convert an interrogative sentence from direct speech to indirect speech when it is started with a double H question. How can we transform an interrogative sentence from direct to indirect speech when it is started with a WH question. So if you want to take up this conversion, we have to remember a few points. We have to follow a few steps here. The first step, when we report or when we change the interrogative sentence that started with a WH question from direct to indirect speech, the reporting verb in the direct speech should be changed into asked, inquired, or questioned. So here we have to use any one of these verbs as a reporting verb in the indirect speech. That is the first step. Next step, when we convert an interrogative sentence from direct to indirect, when it is started with a double H question, in indirect speech we should never use the conjunction that. The conjunction that is not possible in indirect speech when the reported speech is an interrogative sentence that started in WH question. We should never use the conjunction that. Now the third point, while we convert or when we convert the interrogative WH question from direct to indirect, the question should be changed into a statement. That question should be changed into a statement. That is the third point. And when it comes to the fourth point, instead of placing question mark in indirect speech, we should always place full stop. That means question mark is not possible. We should not place question mark when we convert an interrogative sentence that started with WH question from direct to indirect. In indirect speech, we should never place the question mark. Instead of that, we can place the full stop after writing the answer. So question mark is not possible. Okay, dear friends, you may have a question. You may not know what is the structure of WH question. Here I'll give that. The structure of WH question will be WH plus helping verb plus subject plus main verb plus object, and last you can find the question mark, the punctuation question mark after that. So this is the structure of a WH question. Any WH question takes this structure. What is that? WH plus helping verb plus subject plus verb plus object. At last we can place the question mark. And when this question is converted into a statement and it takes this structure, what is that? WH plus. After WH it takes immediately the subject, and subject after we can write the helping verb, and after the helping verb we can write the verb, and after the verb the object comes. And here not the question mark but the full stop. Dear friends, we have to follow these steps, these four steps when we want to convert, when we want to transform the interrogative sentence that started with the WH question from direct to indirect. Okay, dear friends, let us have practice over the fourth principle with the help of a few examples I have written on the board. Come on, have a look at the first question. He said to me, "What are you doing?" he said to me, what are you doing? Dear friends, if you keenly observe the given question, the reported speech is an interrogative sentence. It is an interrogative sentence. Moreover, it is started with a WH question. So when we want to change an interrogative sentence that started with a WH question from direct to indirect, we have to follow all these steps, isn't it? So let us take the first step. We need to change the reporting verb into asked, inquired or questioned. So we shall try to change the reporting verb first, right? He said to becomes told, but it is not possible. It is not possible for me to convert the reporting verb said to into told. Why? Because the reported speech is not a statement, but it is an interrogative sentence. So as it is an interrogative sentence, I have to change the reporting verb into any one of these words. Now I prefer to take ask. He asked me. Here said to has been converted into asked. He asked me. Okay, next, instead of quotations and commas, we used to place the conjunction that, but here the conjunction is not possible because it is an interrogative sentence. It is already clearly said that is not possible when we convert an interrogative sentence from direct to indirect, especially in case of WH questions. So we can skip it. Now we shall go to the third one. We need to convert the question into a statement. We need to convert the question into a statement. So this is the question format. Okay, let us see whether the given reported speech has followed the structure of a question format or not. So it has been started with the WH question. After WH question, we can find the helping verb, and here the helping verb is are, and after that we can find the subject, and here the subject is you, and after the subject we can find the verb. Here doing is the verb. So here the given reported speech is in this form. So this form can be changed into this form, that form of WH plus subject plus helping verb plus verb plus object. Okay, it starts with the WH immediately, right? He asked me what. So after WH question, I have to write the subject. And what is the subject here? You is the subject. Here the pronoun you refers to me. Here the pronoun you refers to me. So me is objective case. Now I am writing you as a subject. So you means me here. So when me is converted into subjective case, it becomes I. He asked me what I. So we require the helping verb, and here the helping verb is are, and I can convert that helping verb into past tense, then it becomes was. So why do you think I have converted the helping verb are into was? Because the reporting verb is in the past tense. So we have already discussed when the reporting verb is in the past tense, all the reported speech present tenses can be changed into their corresponding past tenses. Here the reporting verb is in the past and the reported speech is in the present continuous. So the present continuous will be changed into past continuous, right? So he asked me what I was, next verb, and here the verb is doing, and I should not place the question mark because question mark is not allowed in indirect speech except the full stop. This is the answer for the first question. Okay, dear friends, we shall take up the next question. She asked him, when will you? When will you? I have forgotten you here. Okay, she asked him, when will you go to the city? This is also an interrogative sentence which is started with a WH question. So we have to follow all these steps. Okay, first and foremost thing we have to do is to changing the reporting verb. But fortunately, we are already given the appropriate helping verb asked. So we need not to do any changes here. She asked him. She asked him. So that is not possible. Skip it. And we shall write the WH question when. And after the WH question when, I have to place the subject. And what is the subject here? You is the subject. Here you refers him. You refers him. Him is the objective case, and now I am writing the subject. So if him is objective case, its subjective case is he. When he, after the subject, we need a helping verb. Here the helping verb is will, and will can be changed into past form. It's past form word. When he would, and the main verb is give. Main verb. So I can write go here, right? Main verb is go. She asked him when he would go to the city becomes answer for this question. No question mark but full stop. Okay, dear friends, we shall go through the third question. The young man asked, which way did she go? The young man asked, which way did she go? This is also an interrogative sentence that started with a double H question. We need to follow all these steps. Dear, we have to change the reporting verb first, but fortunately we are given the same reporting verb, so we need not to do any changes in the reporting verb. We can write it as it is. Okay, the young man asked. The young man asked. That is not possible. So we have to convert the question into a statement. This is a question format and this is the statement format. So the statement format starts with the double H question, and here the double H question is which, and later we require the subject. And what is the subject? She is the subject. So she we can write as it is. Sorry, which way? So I have to write the subject here. She is the subject. Which way? She. So here the given reported speech is in simple past tense. It is in simple past tense. When we convert the simple past tense from direct to indirect, it becomes past perfect in indirect speech. It becomes past perfect in indirect speech. So it takes had plus V3 form of the verb. Right? Which way she had. Which way she had gone. So here no question mark but full stop. Okay, so this is the answer. The young man asked which way she had gone. Now we shall go to the fourth one. He said to his son, when are you going to finish the work? When are you going to finish the work? This is also an interrogative sentence which is started with a double H question, when. So we need to convert the reporting verb first, right? He said to. So he said to, I cannot change said to as told because it is not a statement but it is an interrogative sentence. So as it is an interrogative sentence, I have to change the reporting verb said to into asked, inquired or questioned. So I am taking asked here. He asked his son. He asked his son. That is not possible. Later we need to change the question into a statement. So this is the statement structure. It starts with the double H question. Here the double H question is when. After that we require the subject. And what is the subject here? You is the subject. And here the subject you refers to the son. Okay, he asked his son when. So you refers his son, no. So can I write son again? No. I can convert the noun son into its pronoun. Then it becomes he. When he. Later we require the helping verb. Here the helping verb is are. We can convert the helping verb are into was because the reporting verb is in the past tense. When the reporting verb is in the past tense, all the reported speech present tenses becomes past tenses. So present continuous becomes past continuous here. When he was going to finish the work. Here not question mark but full stop. So this is all about the conversion of interrogative sentence when it is started with a double H. Okay, dear friends, now we shall try to convert an interrogative sentence from direct to indirect when it is started with a helping verb. Just now we have seen how to convert an interrogative sentence from direct to indirect speech when it is started with a double H question. Now when an interrogative sentence starts with a helping verb, how can we take up its conversion from direct to indirect speech? We shall have a look at right now. Dear friends, when we want to make a conversion, when we want to take up this conversion, we have to take up the 4 changes. We have to remember the 4 points. What is the first point? We have to change the reporting verb into asked, inquired or questioned. So what we did regarding the double H questions, we have to do the same when it comes to helping verb. We have to convert, we have to change the reporting verb in the indirect speech into asked, inquired or questioned. That is the first point we need to remember. The second point, the reported speech is always introduced by the conjunctions if or whether in indirect speech. So in indirect speech, the reported speech is always introduced by the two conjunctions if or whether. That is the second point. So the third point, when we convert an interrogative sentence from direct to indirect, when it is started with a helping verb, we have to change that question, the interrogative sentence, into a statement. That is the third one. The fourth one is, instead of placing question mark in the indirect speech, we should always prefer to place a full stop there. So these are the 4 points we need to consider when we want to provide an answer for the interrogative sentence, when we want to convert it from direct to indirect, when it is started with a helping verb. Come on, dear friends, we shall try to understand this point with the help of these examples. He said to them, will you listen such a man? He said to them, will you listen such a man? If we examine the given question, the reported speech in the question is an interrogative sentence and it is started with a helping verb. So dear friends, we have to follow these steps to provide answer for this question. Okay, what is the first point? We need to change the reporting verb into asked, inquired, or question. So here said to can be converted into asked, right? He said to. He said to. Said to can be changed into asked. He asked them. He asked them. Next, in indirect speech, the reported speech is always introduced by the two conjunctions, if or whether. So here I have to take one of the conjunctions, if or whether. Now I would like to take the conjunction if here. So he asked them if. Later we need to change the question into a statement. So here the question starts with a helping verb. So in this case the question starts with a helping verb. So here will is a helping verb, and later we get the subject. Here you is the subject, and later we get a verb. Here listen is a verb, and such a man becomes the object. So we have to convert this interrogative form, this interrogative structure, into a statement structure. So a statement starts with the subject, and what is the subject here? You is the subject. Here you refers them. So we can write them above the pronoun you. So them is objective case, but we want to write the subjective case. We want to write a subject. So the objective case of them becomes they in subjective case they. Okay, he asked them if they. So we have written the subject, and after the subject we have to place the helping verb, and here will is the helping verb, and will can be changed into would into its past form would. Why? Because the reporting verb is in the past tense. The reporting verb is in the past tense. So the reported speech, all present tenses will be changed into their corresponding past tenses, and here will has been changed into would, and later I have to write the main verb. Here the main verb is listen. I can write listen as it is because because of the modal auxiliary. So after every modal auxiliary, the verb which we write should always be in the V1 form. So I have written listen as it is in the answer. Later we have to write the object. Here the object is such a man. Such a man. So this is the answer, not the question mark but full stop. This is the answer for the first question. He asked them if they would listen such a man. Okay, dear friends, we shall move to the second question. I asked him, have you got a spare tire? So this is also the question in which you can see the reported speech is an interrogative sentence started with a helping verb. Let us follow these steps to provide answer to this question, dear friends. I asked him. Here the reporting verb is already asked. So we need not to convert that. We need not to change it. We can write this as it is, right? I asked him. I asked him. And what is the next step? So if the interrogative reported speech started with a helping verb, it is introduced by conjunctions like if or whether. So here I would like to use the conjunction if here, right? So I asked him if. So after if, I have to convert the question into a statement. So the statement starts with the subject, and what is the subject here? You. You is the subject. Here the subject you refers him. You refers him. So him is the objective case. But now we need to write, we have to write the objective, the subjective case. We have to write the subjective case. If him is the objective case, the subjective, its subjective case will be he. Okay? I asked him if he. If he, we have to write the helping verb. Here the helping verb is have, and have can be changed into had. Why? Because the reporting verb is in the past tense, so the reported speech present tenses can be changed into past tenses. That's why have been changed into had. Have been changed into had. He had got a spare tire. Okay, dear friends, we shall take up the third question now. Bindu asked her father, do you buy a car? When we examine the reported speech, it is an interrogative sentence that started with a helping verb. So we have to follow these 4 steps to provide answer to this question, right? So here the answer starts with Bindu. I need not to change the reporting verb here because the reporting verb is already asked. So I can write asked as it is in the answer. Bindu asked her father. Bindu asked her father. Now the reported speech should be introduced by the conjunctions like if or whether. So here I would like to take the conjunction if. So after that, we need to change the question into a statement, and the statement starts with the subject, and here the subject you, and here the subject you refers whom? It refers the father. So it refers the father. Can I write the noun father again in the sentence? No, because it is already repeated in the reported speech. So I need to convert the noun father into its pronoun. Then it becomes he, right? So it becomes he. Later, I required a helping verb. Here, the helping verb is do, and it can be changed into did, because the reporting verb is in the past tense. No. So the tense in the reported speech will be converted into its past tense. So do becomes did here. And later, we requires the verb. And what is the verb here? Buy. I can write buy as it is. Why? Because the main verb which we use after a do form should always be in V1. So I have written V1 from the verb as it is because did is one of the do forms. Oh, he did buy a car. Dear friends, you may have a doubt. You may have a doubt that it is an unfamiliar expression to use did buy a car. Okay, that is the reason why I wanted to convert did buy into bought. B-O-U-G-H-T, bought. Why? Because did do plus V1 is equal to V2. Did plus V1 is equal to V2. So by combining did plus V1 from the verb buy, when you combine did plus V1 from the verb buy, it becomes bought. Then the answer will be like this. Bindu asked her father if he bought a car. Simple present tense has been changed into a simple past tense. The question, the interrogative sentence is in simple present tense. Why? Do plus V1 from the verb. Do plus V1 from the verb. We have seen do plus V1 from the verb. So when it is changed into indirect speech, the simple past tense, simple present tense can be changed into simple past, and this is the sentence which is in simple past tense, and no question mark but the full stop. We shall take up the last question, dear. The coach said to me, do you understand the game? This is also an interrogative sentence which is started with a helping verb do. We have to follow these 4 steps to answer this question. The coach said to becomes what here? Asked, because we need to change the reporting verb into any one of these helping verbs. Now I would like to take asked here. The coach asked me. The coach asked me. Later, I have to introduce the reported speech with a conjunction if or whether. I prefer to take the conjunction if here. The coach asked me if, and after if we have to convert the interrogative sentence into a statement. In the statement we will get the subject. And what is the subject here? You. And here the pronoun you refers me. So here me is objective case, but we want the subject. And if me is objective case, its subjective case will be I. Okay, the coach asked me if I do plus understand. Do plus understand. But now it is in simple present tense. The interrogative reported speech is in simple present tense. Simple present tense can be changed into simple past tense. In simple past tense, we will get the structure subject plus V2 plus object structure, isn't it? So after the subject, I have to write the V2 form, the verb. So when you convert do plus understand, because understand is the V1 form, the verb, and its V2 will be understood. Okay, understood. Okay, once again, the coach asked me if I understood what the game rules. The game rules becomes answer for this question. Okay, dears, this is all about the conversion of interrogative sentence from direct to indirect. I request you to watch this repeatedly so that you can grab the knowledge over that, and you are requested to have more practice by taking questions from different sources. Thank you, my dear friends.